Now, I had high hopes for this show. I really did. I saw all the memes about it and it seemed interesting. Once I turned it on, I was kind of disappointed. So I'm going to tell you why. First off, this show looks pretty good. The cinematography is good, although I have more to say about that later though. The CGI isn't the best I've ever seen, but definitely not the worst. But they do have some moments of not so good CGI. Baby Yoda's fine though. Down to the real problem I have with this show, or at least season 1. Besides the first couple of episodes of this show, I didn't really notice it because first, Baby Yoda, and second, it wasn't that bad. But after that, I noticed that there was a bit of a problem here. First, this show doesn't have stakes. I'm never convinced for a second that the Mandalorian is in any danger. And this is regarded as a Superman dilemma, where the main character is just too powerful and too competent. Almost every fight is a win. That's not good. And if he does temporarily lose, it's only for a second and we can't feel the tension or the dread of that experience. At least not for a substantial amount of time. I never fear for the Mandalorian's life. And you might say that Baby Yoda adds a bit of vulnerability, but again, the Mandalorian either has very little trouble protecting him, or he just has someone watch him. For example, in episode 4 of season 1, the Mandalorian and this warrior lady, I forgot her name, has to get the people of Sorgan ready to battle against the Raiders. The Sorgans are not warriors. Okay, so the Mandalorian and Kara, I had to Google her name by the way, trains the Sorgans against the Raiders, which by the way, destroyed and ravaged everyone the first time they came. And it takes about, I assume, a couple of days to train them? I don't know exactly, but it seems pretty quick, because we never see the Sorgans struggle really. And before the montage begins, the Mandalorian asks, does anyone know how to shoot? And one person raises their hand. Excuse me, but how will any of them know how to shoot? They don't even know how to use a fucking spear. They don't seem at all capable of defending themselves. I'm pretty sure none of them even held a gun before. And if they did, why wasn't that explained? Or at least told to us? How does she has this much skill? If this was briefly explained, I wouldn't even have a problem with it. The events of this show and the plot just seems rushed and kind of lazy. But anyway, during the fight, they destroy this huge mech thing with relative ease. And we cut to the Sorgans having very little trouble with fighting the Raiders, who previously destroyed their entire village. I don't even know how so many of them survived. I guess it just hid. I don't know how that happened though. But anyway, while they're fighting, we obviously don't see no one die. And I think this is on purpose. I think this is just a low stakes kids / general audience adventure show. And surely one Sorgan had to die. Come on. Knowing that they have way more advanced weapons than them, and they're more skilled than them. Unless they train for a hell of a long time, but that doesn't seem that way. I think this is just a low stakes kids adventure show, which doesn't make the best television in my opinion. I'll give you another example of the story having no tension, and this is about the whole premise really. So the story really kicks off when the Mandalorian retrieves Baby Yoda and brings him back to his planet and gives it to his boss or whatever. I don't know his name because the characters suck in this show, but the Mandalorian wants him back because he might be in danger. So he fights some people with very little problems, then he leaves. Now he had a mission before this. He was supposed to retrieve someone else. So is he doing that now? Or is he just fucking around going to different planets just cuz? It's not really laid out clearly. And this is very important because almost more than half of the season, our hero has no goal, no urgency. Now if the authorities of his planet was chasing him, that would add some tension and urgency in the story, and therefore making it more interesting. But most of the season I was just bored out of my mind. Also, the cinematography isn't doing anything special when it comes to the fight scenes. It's mainly just shot reverse shots. And that's not very good for an action adventure show. So yeah, there's very little conflict in this show, but that's only half of the story. Let's talk about the characters. The characters in this show are some of the worst I've ever seen in a TV series. Mainly because I don't know them. We hardly ever get to know the side characters at all. They're not fleshed out. They don't go through any change or character arcs. I just hate anyone that's not the Mandalorian or Baby Yoda. We never see them struggle either. And if we do, it feels half-assed, and their success just doesn't feel earned. And plus we mostly only see them for one episode. They're pointless, and they don't teach the Mandalorian anything meaningful either, except for one. So yes, that's the problem I have with this show. This show severely disappoints me. The show has so much potential, and I believe it could be great, but I think the writers are just coasting around. People are still gonna watch this show. And maybe this show is mainly for kids. Or maybe they'll pick it up next season, who knows? But I doubt it. People seem to love it, and I can't change that. But it's not really worthwhile or really entertaining television to me. So go watch it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. And bye.